People do not care about good basketball. People care about exciting basketball. People go there when they pay you, they want to go, oh, ooh. That's what people want to do when they go to these events. When they pay hundreds of dollars, thousands, possibly, if they're like getting courtside seats, they want to go, oh shit. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bolo, and I'm coming to you with another video for educational purposes only. So I actually haven't seen this, but the headline was enough. Napheesa Collier says WNBA players have to use leverage, and I like how they used the quotation marks because they realistically don't have any leverage as a league. In new CBA negotiations, let's react to this live in real time and have a good laugh, I'm sure.
Thanks for joining us. Hello, hello.
She's cute.
Hello,
right.
how you doing?
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
All right.
Oh, amazing.
Let's get right
Thanks for joining us.
All right, let's get right into the devastating news. Napheesa, what was your reaction to Juju and obviously USC and her torn ACL?
I mean, it's just so heartbreaking, honestly. For anyone to get an injury you never want to see that, but especially at this time of the year when she's obviously so critical to her team as well. It's really heartbreaking. So definitely my thoughts are with her and her family at this time because, I know she's going to come back better than ever, but the timing is definitely, it sucks.
And Napheesa, fantasize this for me.
And I feel bad for her, Juju, because two things. One, she worked hard. She's at the top of her sport when it comes to college basketball for women. And she is integral to the success of the WNBA. Caitlin Clark can only do so much by herself. She needs that rival, a real one. Angel Reese is one of the most terrible basketball players that are getting paid. And we're talking about professional players that I've ever seen. Offensively. Defensively, I mean, whatever. I guess she's a hustle player, so she's going to make some plays and rebounds. But as an offensive weapon, she is as useful as a butter knife in war. Okay, she is garbage. And not only that, I think she has come to terms with the fact that she's garbage, but she knows she can weaponize her melanin to gain traction, because there's a lot of people that are just, I can't have a white person as the best or the most attractive figure in basketball. There's a lot of people like that. A lot of people look at it as, this is ours. You can't be the face. But Juju Watkins, her skill level is way up here. She can be the Magic Johnson to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird. So I wish her the best, because that would actually give the WNBA real leverage.
Napheesa, let me ask you this. I want to transition here. You were very vocal about a possible 2026 lockout for the WNBA players amid CBA negotiations. What's your biggest priority with those negotiations?
No one wants a lockout. But I think we have to stand firm in what we think we deserve in this new CBA. Mm-hmm. The atmosphere of women's sports is changing, and we think we need to get paid accordingly. And so we're definitely going in with that mindset where we don't want that to happen, but we are willing to do what it takes to, get what we think we deserve.
How much of a better position do you think you're in now as a collective body to receive what you want, Napheesa, compared to what you may have been, say, a year or 2 years ago?
I think we're in a great position. I mean, as you guys have seen, the sport is just exploding. I mean, you saw it with the viewership in the WNBA last year, with Unrivaled this year. Like, people are tuning in. And so I think we're in a really great position where we have all the leverage as players right now. We have the most leverage we've ever had as WNBA players, and we have to use it to our advantage. Like, the time for change is right now, and so we have to take advantage of it.
All right, I'll give her this. They have more leverage than ever before. I will give you that. But it doesn't mean it's a lot of leverage. Even with the Caitlin Clark boom, because that is the leverage. Caitlin Clark games, up here is viewership, everything else down here. That's a fact. Now, Juju Watkins, I think, can spice that up a bit. Have the whole black versus white dynamic that people love to latch on to. Paige Beckers, I think she's gonna enter the league. They have those three, adding to the league. I think they could have real leverage and real long-time viewership. But as of right now, there's no real leverage. The game is being carried by one player. God forbid she tears her ACL. Bye-bye. Not only that, this isn't on them, I don't think. It's on the owners. Their stupidity. They're trying to expand the league. They lost money last year. Still, with the Caitlin Clark boom, they lost money. Now, it is on an upward trajectory. Grant you that. But how long can that keep going up? When the Caitlin Clark spice, where everyone's so impressed by her threes and everything, kind of dies down and it's not as seductive as it once was, what else are you going to use to bring people in? There's really not much. Unless you bring in 3 or 4 of those kind of players that can just chuck up a 35-foot three and drain it when somebody's face off a step back. You bring in 3 more of those people? Okay. But I don't think that's happening. Okay, so you can't be still losing money, have one player as the draw, want to expand the league, which means more players to pay, and have an increase. You can't have all those things. Not only that, no one actually gives a fuck about the sport. It's a little bit more interesting at this point, but no one really cares. Baseball's making a comeback. Okay, I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see people long term getting hyped about a nice solid bounce pass or some fundamental bullshit. People don't get attracted to that. You go to the YMCA if you want to just see that.
How much is? I see a lot of you young ladies. You guys signed a 1-year deal, knowing that the CBA was going to be up, and now you started. We were co-founder of Unrivaled. How much do you think having Unrivaled, giving them someplace else to go, also helps you in these negotiations?
I think a lot. Having options is never a bad thing, right? And then also
Right.
It's going to be really crazy at Unrivaled next year with, I think it's like 80% of the league is off their contracts. Everyone but rookies are off their contracts. Plus we have 2 new teams, so 2 expansion drafts as well. It's going to be like the Wild West out here. It's going to be crazy. And so the fact that, we are going through these negotiations with really like extreme things that, a lot different than the CBA that we had before. We're asking for a lot more. The fact that we have other options, I think is a great thing.
Ask you this about, so Caitlin Clark obviously has been a hot button topic on the show and took the WNBA by storm last year. Now her team is going to have 41 of their 44 games nationally televised, while the reigning champs, the Liberty, only have 32. Was this a fair move by the W?
I think it's 2 things. Obviously people want to watch Caitlin play, and so you have to put the people on TV that people want to see. But at the same time, like there's stars all over the league, and you want good basketball as well. Obviously Indiana, especially like with their free agents, they're gonna be a great team. But to not have the defending champs on TV more, I think it's kind of crazy. It doesn't have to be where you're taking games away from Indiana, but I think you can raise the level of TV games for the other teams as well.
Why is that an issue? I asked this question respectfully, napheesa, because I remember in the 80s, for example.
He asked this as a man that is financially literate and has common sense. That's female thinking. We need to spread it out. It's no fair that the Liberty, they're the champions. Why? No one cares. We just seen Sabrina Ionescu get locked down by some random Filipino kid. 17 years old. Lock her up twice. Stole the ball, laid it up on her, everything. People do not care about good basketball. People care about exciting basketball. People go there when they pay you, they want to go, oh, ooh. That's what people want to do when they go to these events. When they pay hundreds of dollars thousands, possibly if they're like getting courtside seats, they want to go, oh shit. They don't want to go, solid bounce pass. Wow, did you see the pivot foot? She kept it down. And while she did that spin, no. They want to see fancy dribbles, people falling to the ground, someone getting crossed up with a floater layup. They want to see a nice step back three. They want to see someone get spun off and yammed on chest to chest. That's what they want to see. And unfortunately, there's not that many women that can provide a lot of these things on a regular basis. I've seen so many clips of them trying to do layups, like alley-oop layups, and they fumble it. It's like, bleh. Like it's terrible to watch on an athletic level. On a fundamental level, a lot of them are actually very good, but that's not what people pay for. No one watches the NFL and goes, wow, did you see that? That was a very solid block by the left. No. That O-line, wow, that was such a... They want to see sacks. That's what they want to see. They go, whoa, you saw me just bum rush through and took that guy's head off. Okay, that's what they want to see in every sport. They want to see home runs. They want to see 100-mile-an-hour pitches. They want to see curveballs that drop off a table. Extraordinary feats of physical ability, okay? And unfortunately, basketball and women, there's not that much of that. Okay, you need to understand that you guys are trying to add 2 teams and ask for a lot more money when you're already losing money. You need to put that bitch on the TV as much as humanly possible. That's what you need to do. You don't have to worry about how many teams get on and how many other stars you got. It's been proven no one gives a flying fuck about the other stars. They've been in the league for years and your viewership hasn't moved. It's just been going down. The singular reason it's gone up is because of Caitlin Clark. Point blank, period.
When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the NBA by storm and they were winning championships, competing for championships, but then this dude named Michael Jordan came along. And Michael Jordan came along and he wasn't yet winning championships, but his popularity was so astronomical that the NBA practically marketed everything they could around this guy. So to know that there's an example like that as a shining example to be followed that could benefit the league, particularly down the road, why is that an issue when we've seen that such a marketing plan has worked in the past?
I don't think it's an issue. I do think Caitlin's a star. And like I said, people want to see her, and we are trying to grow the league. Like, you need to put on TV the players that people want to see. But kind of what I said before, I don't think raising the level of the other teams has to mean bringing down Caitlin or the Indiana Fever. They should have those amount of games on TV on primetime, but I think other teams should also have more than what they have.
That's fair.
That is not fair. Stop worrying about what's fair. What's fair is what you get and what people want. That's what's fair. Okay? You want to grow the league. You need to put this girl on TV as much as possible. The New York Liberty's been around since the inception of the league. Sabrina's been around for a couple years. She did a 3-point shooting contest with Steph Curry, and it wasn't moving the needle viewership wise. Pay attention to the trends and follow them. That's how you grow the league. That's her woman brain, the everything's got to be fair and down the middle and even kind of thing. That doesn't work in business. Okay, if I'm selling chocolate chip cookies and, you know, rainbow this and whatever cookies, but the chocolate chip is the one that everyone loves, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to market it that. I'm going to market that one specifically more than the others. If people want the other ones, they're there. But this is the one I'm pushing because that's the most popular one. That's the one that people go around the corner to wait for. So that's what I'm going to push. I don't say, well, guys, I know you really like the chocolate chip cookie, but our rainbow cake cookie's pretty cool too. No, that's not where the demand is. And I want to make money. I want to make more. I want to build more stores and hire more people. The chocolate chip cookie is the way to go. It is what it is. All right? Fuck the feelings.
Go Huskies, Napheesa, are you feeling?
Yeah, but napheesa, she's a cutie patootie. She don't even look like she got on makeup. She's a naturally attractive woman, so that's playing basketball. That is something they need more of too. Them fucking dykes, I know they're good and all that, but you need to stop marketing them. Get these cute girls and put them on the front screen, because even if they're not physically dominant, at least there's something nice to look at, and we'll look at something nice. You know, so it is what it is. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment below.